2025 is a monumental year for armies around the world, as BTS's full reunion is finally on the horizon, with the remaining members expected to be discharged from the military on June 10th. I'll delve into their astrological charts and explore how this pivotal year might unfold for them. At the end of May this year, transiting Saturn will move into Aries, forming a conjunction with Neptune in BTS's fourth house. This powerful alignment signifies a new chapter. Aries, as the first sign of the zodiac cycle, signals new beginnings, and in the fourth house of home, roots, foundation, it suggests a profound recentering of the group's identity, possibly even setting new foundations for the next era of their journey. Saturn Aries represents stepping boldly into the world once more, taking tangible, determined action after a period of rest and preparation. In June, Venus will be exalted in Taurus as it transits the group's 5th and 6th houses, marking a period of steady, focused dedication and disciplined effort to bring creative work to life. As Venus approaches a conjunction with Uranus at the cusp of the 7th house by early July, the group's reconnection with the public will likely feel fresh, exciting, and unexpected. The Venus-Uranus alignment suggests an electrifying engagement, a refreshing new face of BTS that still feels deeply authentic. Meanwhile, the Sun and Jupiter will conjoin in Cancer within their 8th house. Jupiter in Cancer is an exceptionally favorable placement, emphasizing emotional prosperity, abundant influence, support, and strong bonds. Financially and emotionally, this period looks incredibly positive. Transiting Sun conjunct natal Venus during this time amplifies themes of love, connection, and harmony, suggesting an overwhelming outpouring of affection both given and received. Adding to the momentum, transiting Mars will conjunct BTS's MC in Virgo, energizing their public trajectory with a surge of motivation to refine their craft and execute with precision, marking a period where public-facing efforts are emphasized. Given the timing and intensity of these transits, my prediction is that BTS will likely stage their official comeback shortly after their military discharge, potentially in early July 2025. However, Mars in such a prominent position can indicate potential challenges. With Mars having recently opposed natal Neptune, BTS may be emerging from a phase of uncertainty, blurred direction, or disillusionment, where motives were questioned and trust may have felt shaky. This tension likely brewed behind the scenes, potentially involving creative vision or matters affecting their public image. As Mars forms a square to their natal Mars and trine to retrograde Pluto, internal friction could surface more visibly. Frustrations may build, prompting the group to revisit or renegotiate past communications, contracts, or public narratives. These influences coincide with a longer-lasting influence from Uranus as it prepares to leave Taurus and enter Gemini. The movement from Taurus to Gemini reflects a profound energetic shift from the steadfast, methodical, and grounded nature of Taurus, focused on stability, patience, and tangible results, to the restless, curious, and multifaceted spirit of Gemini, characterized by activity, adaptability, communication, and rapid change. This shift is significant for BTS as it occurs right on the cusp of their 7th house, an angular placement that strengthens Uranus's influence. Uranus is often connected with the Promethean spirit, reflecting the myth of Prometheus, the Titan in Greek mythology, who stole fire from the gods and gave it to humanity. Promethean spirit refers to the innate human drive for defiance, innovation, and the pursuit of progress. As Uranus crosses BTS's 7th house cusp, it will ignite a Promethean phase in their journey. Rather than following a steady, predictable path, their work could become bolder, more experimental, and boundary-defying, challenging norms, expectations, and sparking conversation or even controversy. This transition marks a critical period of change, a turning point where the group's direction, identity, and relationship with collaborators or partners could undergo a dramatic evolution. This is further reinforced by Pluto's influence. Pluto will begin its retrograde motion on May 3rd, continuing until October 14th. This transit holds particular significance for BTS as their natal Saturn, already retrograde, applies toward a square with Pluto, symbolizing a need to confront the demand for structural evolution. Saturn rules both their 2nd house, of finance and resources and third house of communication, contracts, and media. Thus, the Saturn-Pluto square signals pressure points and potential restructuring of financial agreements, possibly involving their contracts, royalties, or new partnership terms as they return to full group activities. Adding to this, both progressed and solar arc Pluto are moving through the group's second house as well, while a cluster of progressed planets, Sun, Mercury, Venus, along with solar arc Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Jupiter, are gathering in their 8th house of shared resources, external funding, and investments, reinforcing the weight and intensity of financial themes for them. Additionally, Saturn positioned at the 12th house cusp and Pluto near the 3rd house cusp may signal potential health-related conflicts connected to transportation or mobility. There could also be recurring obstacles or discord between local activities versus overseas activities, whether due to physical limitations, logistical setbacks, or deeper psychological resistance to movement and change. On a deeper level, both Saturn and Pluto archetypes are serious and heavy, often linked to grave and transformational challenges. Their dynamic archetypes involve themes of suppression, guilt, corruption, inner demons, and wisdom born from suffering. It's likely these profound Saturn-Pluto themes seep into their music, inspiring more serious, raw, or morally introspective concepts. BTS has always been adept at channeling societal and personal struggles into art. In 2025, may offer a chapter where they deeply reflect on issues of morality, judgment, and the confrontation with human shadow. Transiting Saturn and Neptune move closely together throughout the year, whose influences will heavily impact their 4th house, governing home, roots, and emotional foundation. The Saturn-Neptune conjunction historically correlates with eras of heightened tension between ideals and reality, hope and disillusionment, faith and despair. This alignment often inspires art and music that grapple with the erosion of once cherished visions, leading to works that are wary, bitterly ironic, or profoundly spiritual in tone. In BTS's natal chart, Saturn and Neptune are already linked by an exact trine aspect, showing that since their debut, they have naturally channeled the interplay between the two energies in their music. Astrologer and author Richard Tarnas wrote in his book Cosmos and Psyche that Saturn-Neptune complex is often associated with the courage to face a hard and often tragic reality without illusion and still remain true to the ideas and dreams of a better world. BTS's work has consistently touched on difficult, often painful themes: the discouragement faced in the pursuit of dreams, the death of youthful ideals, with a general sense of bittersweet sorrow and resilient hope. With Saturn and Neptune now transiting in conjunction, these themes are likely to intensify and take on an even deeper emotional resonance in their creative output. Under normal circumstances, we might expect a comeback after a long hiatus to be marked by uplifting, hopeful music centered on reunion and celebration. However, given the astrological alignment, it is likely that BTS's music may return to the emotional depth that has been one of their greatest strengths. These themes are further amplified by solar arc Saturn and Neptune forming a supportive grand water trine involving BTS's natal Mercury and the North Node. This highlights the Saturn-Neptune dynamic, pointing to creative output that is both emotionally resonant and karmically significant. Given that Saturn and Neptune were conjoined in Aries, a sign known for boldness, confrontation, and raw authenticity, BTS's creative expressions could be especially courageous, unflinching, and provocative. Their comeback could spotlight themes of idealism versus realism and the ongoing tension between spiritual longing and material responsibility. These aren't just personal themes either. Because Saturn-Neptune transit resonate on a collective level, such questions will likely be stirring within the public consciousness as well. Adding another layer of significance, the solar arc Saturn conjunct BTS's natal North Node points to the culmination of a major karmic cycle. This powerful alignment suggests that the group has reached the end of long-standing chapter, one deeply tied to their collective mission, soul growth, and public evolution. transformation. This is not simply the closing of a phase, but the completion of a spiritual contract, perhaps one that began at the very start of their journey or even earlier, karmically speaking. The lessons they faced, the weight they've carried, and the responsibilities they've shouldered all come to a point of maturation and integration. This sets the stage for profound transformation in the years to come. The choices they make now, what they release, what they reclaim, and what they commit to will shape the next era of their legacy. By 2027, this energy is likely to culminate in a dramatic rebirth of identity, purpose, and public expression, ushering in a new cycle defined not by where they've been, but by who they will become. In summary, BTS's 2025 may be less about mere celebration and more about rekindled artistic reckoning, hope reborn through hardship, and faith renewed after a season of stillness.